Hello and welcome to SiloStorm. My name's Stuart Wider. I'm the author of Ultimate SiloStorm Pro and the founder of heatmaptheme.com. Let's get into some SiloStorm training, shall we? Okay, so what are we going to learn in this session? Well, we'll learn about what is SiloStorm theme, very briefly. We'll learn what siloing is not, because to learn what siloing is, it's interesting to know what siloing isn't first. And we'll talk about that in a very simplified way. We're not going to get too technical here. Then we'll learn what siloing actually looks like. Now, I'm not sure if siloing is an actual real word, but we're going to be using it throughout this training. So if you hear me talking about siloing, I'm talking about silo architecture, making silo websites. Then what we're going to do is we're going to map out a silo structure for our website. And then we're going to start with a fresh WordPress install and make our site, and then we'll add some finishing touches. So what exactly is SiloStorm theme? Well, it's a responsive WordPress theme, so it means it's great for your mobile, it's great for your iPad, it's great for your desktop. It's built on Bootstrap, which is the most popular mobile first framework for the web, and it adds silo features to WordPress. Makes it really easy to make silo-based websites. And as with any theme that you'd expect from Heatmap Theme, it's got plenty of ad placement locations which you can use with the ClickMissile ad placement plugin. So let's take a look at some of the varieties of sites that you could create with SiloStorm. Here we have a niche style site. This is the Mega Dongle ownership site, which is the demo site that we're going to be creating as part of this tutorial. And as you can see, it's a siloed niche site style. And if we go to the next tab, we can see a site which is more of a blog style with plenty of posts on the home page, but it's still got those silos going on here. Also, you can have very minimal styled sites without any header, and also using images for the tops of the silos, so that's interesting too. And you could even create user guides like we have with the SiloStorm user guide. So as you can see with this theme, you've got plenty of different ways you can create your silo style sites. To help us understand what siloing is, let's think about what it's not in terms of what you would see on a general WordPress blog. Well, what you have is your home page, and you have home page with posts on it, and those posts would have links to category archives and links to tag archives, date archives and author archives, and the post would have links to other posts. And to be honest, it's a wonder that search engine spiders ever managed to figure out what our sites are about with that kind of architecture, but they do. But we could be doing much better if we were a bit more conscious about how we linked all our content in our sites together. And that's where siloing comes in. Okay, so what does a silo-based website look like in a very simplified way? Well, if we look at this diagram, we immediately get a sense of calm and order, don't we? It's not like the previous diagram, which was linking everywhere to everything. You'll notice that we've got the home page, and it's linked to 4 top-level silos based on categories. Each one of these categories would be based around a particular keyword. And within this particular category silo, we have posts related to that category, and categories, subcategories within the category based upon those on sub-keywords, and we have posts within that all linking together, and again more categories and more posts all linking within each other to create like a mini website within a website, a silo. And any search bot which is coming to index this, any search spider that's coming to figure out what this site is about, is going to find it very much easier than the previous scheme, because all of the posts that are within the silo all link within the silo, but they don't link out to anything else. They just stay within the subject, within the theme, of the category that they've been assigned to. We don't have any links out to archives, we don't have any links out to author archives, we don't have links to tags. We're being very conscious about how we link all these posts and categories together for maximum effect, so that search engine spiders can figure out exactly what each silo of our website is about. In this part of the tutorial, we're going to start mapping out a silo structure for the demo site that we're going to be creating. And the site that we're going to be creating is called Megadongles. What? You've never heard of Megadongles? Well, they're trending big on Google. They're going to be the next big thing, and you're going to be creating a silo site all about them. So let's take a look at the Megadongles example site. So here we are looking at our Megadongles website, the ultimate guide to Megadongle ownership. And this is where we're going to tell the world about these Megadongles through our silo-based website. So what can we see here? Well, we can see that on the home page we've got a featured page which includes links to our top level silos in the content and also in the sidebar here. So if I click on this top level silo by a dongle, and you can see it's actually category based, and this description here is a category description, a unique category description, great for SEO. Below this we're also linking to subcategories as well. So these are subcategories here, so I'll just click on that and you can see there's a subcategory of buy a dongle, and that's am I ready for a dongle? And you can see within that, if we actually click on a post, you can see the breadcrumbs here building up nicely, and these are SEO breadcrumbs, so the search engines also get an extra clue not only from the siloing but also from the breadcrumbs as well. Let's head up a couple of levels and take a closer look at the buy a dongle silo. What we can see within this silo is we can see there's various posts, and all of these posts are being categorized under the buy a dongle category. So they're all within the silo. They're not categorized in any other category other than that, and that's important for this theme because you only want to have one post, one category. Okay, so if we have a closer look at this post here, you actually see that even the links at the bottom of each post link in silo. They only link to posts which are within the same silo. They never link outside of that silo, and that's very important for siloing because what you want is to keep all that lovely link juice in the one silo container, don't you? You can also see we have our related posts in the sidebar as well. All of those again are in silo. You'll also notice if you look at this post, there's none of the usual links to categories, tags, author archives, date archives, any of those things, and that's on purpose. And while you can turn on all those things if you want them in the theme, they're actually purposely left off so that we can keep all our linkages in the posts and in the categories all within the focused silo, so we don't bleed any of that link juice to any pages where we don't need it. So there you go, that was the guided tour of the example demo site that we'll be creating. And what we'll do now is map out the keyword concepts for creating that site. For this kind of job, I like to use the outline tool in Microsoft Word, but you can use any text editor you like or a diagram making tool, it doesn't really matter. In this, I'm not going to cover things like SEO keyword mapping or SEO keyword research. These kind of things have been covered to the nth degree on the internet. There's tons and tons of information out there. So when you're creating your own real sites, then you should research these subjects so you can get an idea of the kind of structure that you want to create for your site and your silos. Here we are in my Microsoft Word outline mode, and I'm mapping out my Megadongles site, and I've discovered from my keyword research, my extensive keyword research, that people are typing into Google the following questions. How to buy a mega dongle, how to care for a mega dongle modifications, and sell a mega dongle. So these I'm decided are going to be my silos. So let's create our silos for our site. So now I'm going to just switch over to our WordPress dashboard, and all I'm going to do is just going to posts, categories, and then we'll start creating our categories, which are our silos. Okay, so the first one that I want is how to buy a mega dongle. So I'm just going to type in here how to buy a mega dongle. And I also need to have a description for that too. But I'm just for the purposes of the demonstration doing it quickly, I'll just steal it off my existing demo site and stick it in there. Okay, so now I've got my category description, which is the top level of the silo. It's going to be great for SEO, and I'll save that. And I'm going to do that for the rest of the categories too. So let's just do one more. So the next one that we need to do is how to care for a mega dongle. Great. Okay, so how to care for a mega dongle. And again, just for quickness, I'm just going to steal that category description off my existing demo site, just to speed things up a bit. So here we go, I'll just grab that, stick that in there. Okay, so we've done 2 so far, and then I'm going to do a couple more quickly behind the scenes, and I'll come back to you with those 4 done. Okay, I've now entered all 4 of my top level category silos, and for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you may notice that I've just changed a few bits of text here just to be more consistent between what I'm showing you and what's on the demo. So let's nip into my outline again and have a look at what subcategories I've decided are going to be important for my silos. So you can think of these as sub-silos within the silos. So what have we got here? So my extensive category research shows that when people are interested in buying a dongle, they're asking these kinds of questions. Which dongle is right for me? Am I ready for mega dongle? And dongle buying facts. So let's go back into our category editor and create these. So let's go back in, and so the first one is that we want to look at, it's which dongle is right for me. Which dongle is right for me? Okay, so we'll pop that in here. Which dongle is right for me? Okay, and we'll just grab the description again off the site. Again, just for quickness, which dongle is right for me? Just grabbing the text there, and I'll shove that in there. Now, which dongle is right for me has appeared there, but one thing I forgot to do was assign it to a parent category, and the parent category for this is buy a mega dongle. Okay, so if we just look at our demo here, see that's which dongle is right for me is under buy a mega dongle. If we just look in our outline mode, buy a dongle is the parent category. So that's why I've assigned buy a mega dongle as the parent of which dongle is right for me. Okay, and this is how we start creating our silo structure. And I'll do one more. Okay, and then I'll skip ahead for quickness. So the next one we want to do is am I ready for a mega dongle? Is anybody ready for a mega dongle? Okay. Am I ready for a mega dongle. Okay, this time I'm going to assign the parent by a mega dongle, and I'm going to grab that description again and just cutting and paste that off for quickness off the existing site and pasting that there and saving it. And that should be saved now. And if we actually have a look, we should say we've got our buyer dongle top level silo, and the children of it are am I ready for mega dongle and which dongle is right for me. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead and do a few more of these, and then I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay, so far we've got our top level silos, our top level categories, and we've got some subcategories, some sub silos. So now what I'm going to do is create some subcategories. Okay, so let's go back to our list here, and our in-depth keyword research reveals that when people are looking for a dongle, they also search for things like blue mega dongles, red mega dongles, and dongle pro plus extreme. So I'm going to set up subcategories or sub silos for those two. So let's zip into our category editor, and the first one that we're going to do is a blue mega dongle. So let's type that there. And again, we're just going to grab just going to buy a dongle and find the blue mega dongle subcategory. Here it is. There's the text that I just need to grab for quickness, and I'm going to stick that in there. And what this time I'm going to make it a child of which dongle is right for me. So then that gives us a subcategory, doesn't it? Or a sub silo. We add that category, and if we just look down the list, there's our blue mega dongle. You can see it's indented twice, so that indicates that it's a sub category or a sub silo. And we can actually see that in the live site, in the completed site, if we actually look in here and under buyer dongle, and we go into blue mega dongles. Okay, and blue mega dongle facts, you can see that reflected, that structure reflected in the breadcrumb there, can't you? So that's what we're creating, a structure like this for our silo. Okay, so now there's a blue mega dongle subcategory. Next I'm going to do red and dongle pro plus extreme, and I'm just going to go away and do those, and I'll come straight back to you. So I've just created those subcategories, those sub silos now, and we can see those in our category editor. Here they are, blue, pro plus extreme, and red. Okay, so they're there. So let's have a look at our site and see how it's looking so far. Singularly most unimpressive. And why is that? Well, it's because we haven't created any posts yet, because we actually have to put posts into our categories before we can see anything happening here or here. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to create some content, create some posts. In the previous video, we started building out our site by creating the categories, and now what we've got to do is fill it out with some posts. And to create those posts, we're going to need content, we're going to need a unique excerpt, we're going to need some read more text, an SEO meta description, and we're going to upload a featured image. So let's do that. Let's create a new post. So I'm going to click on the Add New button. And the post that we're going to create is this buying dongles from overseas post. Okay, so let's just go in there, and we're going to do buying dongles from overseas, and this is going to go in our BioDongle silo category. Okay, so we need some content, so we're just going to quickly get some of this some text that we've got here. Just going to quickly grab a bit of that and stick that into our post just to fill it out. There we go. So there's a few basic things that we're going to need to do with this content to make it work really well with SiloStorm. First up, what you need to do is create a custom excerpt. Now if you look down here, you'll see there's no box for creating a custom excerpt on this post. That's because it's hidden. Let's go and click up here on screen options and then excerpt, and then we should see down here a box for creating the custom excerpt. And when you create this excerpt, you want it to be nicely keyworded but looking natural for humans, so it doesn't raise any alarms from the search engine bots, but just a nicely keyworded excerpt ready to go on the categories of our site. If I just save that, we can have a look at that. Just publish that. You'll see where that excerpt then appears. So if we just refresh this, and you can see that excerpt has appeared there, whereas the entire post appears here. Next, what we want to do is make sure that this post is assigned to the correct silo or the correct category. So let's just edit that post, and we'll go into the categories area and we'll select the BioDongle category, and then that will go into the BioDongle silo. If I just update that, and then we'll view the site, and we should see that that post is now in the BioDongle category or the BioDongle silo, and there it is, buying dongles from overseas, and it's in the correct category. Now if we look closely at our post here, you can see we've got the excerpt, and down below it we've got some read more text, but this would be much more SEO friendly if we added something that was nicely keyworded here. So let's just edit this post here now, and if I scroll down, and you'll see in the Ultimate SiloStorm meta box here there's something called read more text. So let's buy a dongle from overseas, and if we then save that, then we'll view it, we'll just go into that category, and you'll see that that read more text has now been replaced by something far more SEO friendly. The next thing we need to include is the SEO meta description, which is often picked up by search engines and returned in the search results. There's a couple of ways we could add it. One is by using a WordPress SEO plugin. I've got WordPress SEO by Yoast here, which is a very good one, and we could add the meta description here. So I'll just add, this is the meta description. Of course you'll put some nicely keyworded SEO text here, which is going to be meaningful to your visitors when they see your search engine results. But we could also, if we wanted, use the Ultimate SiloStorm box here. If you weren't using an SEO plugin, there's a meta description box there too. So you've also got that as an option to use. Now just to finish off this post, it'd be nice to add a featured image. So this is how we do it. I'll just go in and I'll just edit the post, and you'll find the featured image box just down here. So we can set featured image, and we can upload a file or we can grab one from our library. There's nothing in either of those, so I'm just going to upload a file, and then I'm going to find a set of icons which I can upload. Here we go, and I think I'll select a nice fetching car. I'll open that and set it. So now that's set as the featured image, and if I update my post, I should see that that featured image appears in our post. There we go. Another thing we could do, if you can imagine this was an ad for an affiliate product, we could actually edit this and add a link on that image. So if we go to featured image link, and imagine it's an affiliate ad for heatmaptheme.com, so if I go to heatmaptheme.com and update that, and view it, we'll see that there's now a link to heatmaptheme.com there, and off we go when we click it. So that's how you add a featured image. Okay, just to recap what we've done so far. We've created a whole heap of categories in our site, and we've managed to create one post and assign it to the buyer dongle category. But of course, this site that we're looking at here is a long way from this finished site here. So how do we get this to be looking like this? Well, of course, the first thing we've got to do is fill out all the silos, all the categories with some actual posts. So all you've got to do is use the method that I described in the previous video and just make more posts and assign them to the categories that we've created. And I've got my my list in Microsoft Word of all those categories. Now what you can see here is I've actually opened out the entire thing. I'll just knock it back a few levels so you can see where we were. So these were the major categories, and if I just drop this down, there was the subcategories that I made. I'll drop it down, the subcategories, and if I just show all levels here of everything, we can see the categories and the subcategories and the subcategories and all the posts I'm intending to put into those categories. And once we've made those posts, then of course, and you've assigned them to the silos, then of course it's going to start looking like this. So I'll just go into one of these posts here just so you can see how it's set up, and we'll edit this one. And you'll see that this particular post is assigned to "Am I ready for a mega dongle?" So if we're just looking at our Microsoft Word list, you can see we'll find that "Am I ready for a mega dongle?" and you can see we have our posts here, and that corresponds to it being assigned to a category here. Okay, so all you have to do is create your posts and assign them to the categories, to the silos, according to the outline we've made here. And of course you'll be making your own outline, so you'll decide on your own structure. Of course, another thing that we're missing from this site are the pages, the contact us, the privacy, etc. They're all missing from this site, which of course we've got on our demo site. So how are those set up? Well, I'm just going to go into one of those so you can see how it's set up. Don't call us, we'll call you. Please note that mega dongles are not real. They are a figment of the theme author's imagination. Okay, let's edit that. Let's see how it's set up. So it's just a regular page, and there's some settings down here you might want to know about. No index this page. For privacy pages, for contact us pages, those kind of pages, copyright pages, you probably just want to no index those, so search engines don't index those. So in the Ultimate Silo Storm box, just no index those. So when you've made your page, of course you'll want to be able to see it on the front page of your site. And how you're going to be able to see it, how you're going to be able to link that, is through menus. So you'll go into Appearance Menus, and you'll create a menu containing those items and then assign them to the appropriate menu locations. Now there's a video on that in the other parts of the training, so I'll refer you to that for if you need more information on menus, but you will have to assign the pages that you make, such as privacy, copyright, etc., to a menu so it will show on the front page of your theme just like this. So what we're going to do now is spend some time getting this site to look like this site. And the first thing we're going to start with is the header image, the header logo. Now for specific instructions on the actual logo, for the specifications of the logo, there's a video for that in the training, so I'll refer you to that, but I'll just quickly upload the logo so you can see what's happening here. Okay, so let's head into the dash and we'll go into Silostorm options and into style and custom header logo, and then we'll go looking for the logo image. I'm just going to actually upload it and I'll find it in my folders. Here it is. Open it, upload it and select it, and we should be able to see when we save this and we view our site, we can see we've got our logo, but oh dear, we've got some text here, so let's just go switch that off. Go into the dash again, appearance, header, and we'll switch off show header text with your image. Then we'll view the site again, and so we now got that logo image there. Next, let's get the social icons and social sharing buttons happening. So we'll just zip into the Silostorm options page and under the social tab, and we'll just fill out some URLs here. You'll use your real author and profile URLs. I'm just using some pretend ones. This one here, fill out your Google Plus URL so you can link it with your account so you can get Google authorship happening. Okay, so let's go and have a look at that. And view that, and we can see we've got the icons happening here, and what we need now is the social sharing icons. So I'm just going to go down and I'm just going to tick just those three, I think, and take another look, and we can see now we've got our sharing icons and we've got our social profile icons all set now. Now it would be really nice if we could get the theme color style looking exactly the same as this one, so let's do that now. I'm just going to nip into the Silostorm options and we're going to go into style, and we'll change the color here into bootstrap style, and I think the one that we were using for the other site is, let me see, book faced, because it sort of looks like Facebook, doesn't it? So let's go in there, change that, and then we'll have a look at the site. And there it is, changed to the book-faced style. Another thing that we've got to fix up right now is this featured page, which has got a notice right here. So let's go in and fix that up. So we go into the Silo Storm options, features, featured page, and I'm going to select the featured page I want. I'm going to save it. Then we'll view the demo. And there it is, right at the top of our home page. Remember that the featured page is a great opportunity to add some nicely SEO'd, keyworded text to the home page of your site. One thing that you'll notice about the original demo site is that I don't have blog posts listed on the home page. So how do we switch those off? Because if you actually look down here, you see I've still got all my blog posts, but this is a niche style site, so I don't want those. So let's switch them off. So if I go into features and tick off display homepage posts, then we can save those options. And if we have a look at the site now, we'll see that those posts are now gone. Another thing that you'll notice about the original demo site is that it doesn't have any related posts showing down here. It only links to the top level silos, which in the case of this site is what I want. So how do we remove those recent related posts from this page? Well, we'll just nip into the options and we'll go into the features tab and we'll go and tick off on related post widget on home page. And then we'll click on Save Options. You'll see that that has now gone from there, and we're only left with the top level silos on this page. Last but definitely not least, we should ensure that Silo Storm mode is activated. As it says here, Silo Storm mode removes categories and tags meta from posts and also removes links from date and author meta. So what that means is if you have these things set to show, then it will remove the links from them on your pages and posts so that you don't get any out of silo linkages happening. So you can keep all that link juice within your silo and not going off to author archives and category archives. So we'll just set that up now. And we'll just click on Silo Storm mode and then you'll see that happening. And then we'll refresh that. And now if you look carefully, you'll see that those linkages have now been removed and all our link juice is staying within our silo. Here's a little bit of useful information about permalink settings and WordPress SEO plugin settings. So if we just go into our dashboard and we go to settings and permalinks. So this is where you set up the permalinks for your URLs on your blog. And I prefer category and post name to be in there, but you could just have post name on its own if you wanted. There used to be a setting in WordPress SEO plugin which allowed you to completely remove the category base, but if I just show you here, when I just click on here, and you'll see there's category and then by a mega dongle, which is the actual category itself. Well, there used to be a setting on WordPress SEO to remove this, but that's now been deprecated and he's now saying on his blog that it has little benefit anyway. So just having category then post name on its own should be fine. It's important to know though, if you've used one of these other different layouts for your permalinks and you suddenly change it, that will affect the indexing of your site. So if you've got a long established rank blog, it's probably best just to leave your permalink layout as it is unless you really know what you're doing and you're ready to redirect all your links to the new layout of your URL. Let's take a look now at some useful settings in the Yoast WordPress SEO plugin, which is one that I'd recommend you use. We're just going to titles and metas. This is a useful one. No index subpages of archive. So basically what that does is when you have an archive or a silo or a category in this case, okay, a category is an archive, and what it does is it makes it so that this page, the actual main page for the silo, for the category, is indexed, but anything on an older articles page is not indexed. If we just look at the HTML for that page, and you'll see that that particular page is no indexed, but search engines will still follow it. Okay, so that's very useful to try and keep the focus on the main category page and not distribute your link juice through subpages of that category or silo. Another setting that you might consider is under the Post Types tab, and that's the title template. By default, the HTML title of the page is set up to be title with the page number, then a separator and a site name. So you can see that here. If we're just looking at a post and we just view the HTML source, it's set up with the actual page or post title and then the site name. Okay, but what we might want to do is add a category to that. So let's just zip back in here and we'll add a category tag and another separator. Okay, so you can see I've got it after the first separator. I've added percent category percent and another percent sep percent and another space. So that should add a category before the site name. So let's have a look at that. So I'm just saving it and I'll refresh that page. And then we'll view the HTML, and so now you can see we've got the actual post name, the category, and then the site name, and that might give you a little bit of SEO juice. Let's talk a bit about the advertisements which I've inserted on this SiloStorm demo site. As you can see here, I've got adverts here, and if I go in here, there's an advertisement here, slightly different. And if I go in here, there's another one, same one again, and they're spread throughout the site. So how did I do that? Well, I've been using the Click Missile plugin to insert those. That's an optional extra for SiloStorm and Heatmap theme users. And I'll just zip into the dashboard and show you how that's set up. We're going to Click Missile, All Ads, and here's the ad. I'm just going to edit that. And you'll see I've got the ad code here. It's HTML code in here for those ads, and I've also put rotate tags in there so that I can switch between 3 different ads, because you saw there was a couple of different ads there, didn't you, when you were looking at the different pages, and that how it changes them is with this rotate tag. So how do I actually insert those in the blog? Well, they're inserted using ad widgets, and if we just have a look in here in the widget manager, and if I look at sidebar right bottom, there's a Click Missile ad there, and it's set up to insert that ad, and only for the home page and front page in that particular position. Okay, but also for specific categories. That's categories within the Biodongle silo. So what you can do is you can effectively select ads specific for each silo. So if we just go back into this site, and we can see we've got them on the home page there. But if I go into buy a dongle here, and we'll see there's another ad there, and another ad there, right there. But if I go into a different silo, you will see that no ads appear at all. That's because I've been very selective with the ads I've placed by making them only appear in categories related to, or silos related to, the buy a dongle silo. So they're only in there. So what you could do with this opens up all sorts of possibilities. You could add advertisements to your site in your silos and make them silo specific. So if you wanted to sell widgets in one silo and budgets in another silo, you could have completely separate ads in each silo, which is a very powerful thing. So if you've been thinking about putting ads on your site, then you can use Click Missile to do it.